proved to be a real nuisance to the Old Trafford side. The Eagles have won. Mazraoui for Ahmad.
Well, straight away, just looking at
its main centre forwards this season, Rasmus Højlund and Joshua's
defensive form away from home. So Manchester United need
Jean-Philippe Mateta, of course, 4 in 4.
The net is so a big handful and a big job for Harry Maguire. And again, another key battle.
There were bodies thrown in the way. There had to be to help Crystal. Alejandro Garnacho coming very close indeed. He's played in the last 11 Premier League games now, very much part of the plan.
He certainly did, and obviously
here's Mark Gay tucking into a left wing role. Yoro once again.
Of Crystal Palace, and Lacroix does not want to come out of his centre-half position.
Maguire thought about looking for Mainoo there, who's...
He just wants it more. Dalot actually drops his head.
As you said, those individual battles out wide today, I suppose it comes down...
That were just making the problems there for Manchester United, so a very positive start from both.
And a few other clubs, including Manchester United, along the way.
In the first goal if they want to go on to do this, because if not, then we know they're in for hell of...
Fernandes had to navigate his way.
Mainoo were dropped onto the edge of the area. Because I think you're more by the reaction of Yoro how close that is, because Ahmad puts this in.
He has been a really dangerous player. Lost his footing and lost the opportunity really as a result of that.
Palace, and I think it was Guehi this time that got the defensive block on.
Has it back again now, Mateta.
And we'll just see here Lacroix test it.
Mateta. Just pestering Mark Gay. Sarr once again slotting in to join Mateta.
2 number 10s that play a little bit deeper in the pockets of space. Sarr's just got to get something on it and direct it goalwards, and what he does, he actually gets a flick. If Sarr doesn't touch it, Mateta scores, and if Sarr gets more on it,
4 Premier League games, but he's scored 25 goals in his last 40 in the last week or so. Was asked about why he hadn't recently included Marcus.
You mean there's a chance I can come out of retirement?
He didn't mention
fantastically well there, because him and Bruno Fernandes both went high there.
Portuguese once again. Martina Mitchell working well with Mark Gay. And this vantage point up here on the gantry. That's
just to try and affect something, so when it is static, it's easy. Yeah, he's just sent it
in towards Maguire. Hughes thought about 1 in 6 or 2 of the last 12.
I was very surprised at the start Crystal Palace made, because obviously in the Glasner it's been off from both sides. Everybody just descends inside that penalty area because you know what's coming.
On go Manchester United here, searching for Garnacho with Mainoo for Ahmad, for Mainoo for Ahmad again.
Lacroix dealt with it aerially, and then when you're trying to play the little slip passes in. But it's a clever ball from Fernandes, because all the players, obviously the high line, I was a bit worried when I first saw him go down, because it's never nice and you think it could be a strain or
having joined from Arsenal.
Even though they're playing the same system, and the wing-backs have had a massive impact on this game. Ball away, and remember early on the season, Arsenal player Declan Rice just tapping him, because obviously Palace are doing such a good job when the ball's going from left to right from Manchester.
Here's Garnacho. Those Mitchell caught on the ball by Ahmad.
From John Brooks, just letting the game flow. He realised there was no...
The breakthrough will come, but it feels more of a when. Not quite.
Everything right, and I think there's a little fingertip save, to be fair to the goalkeeper. That was a lovely run from Mateta. It's nothing worse when the midfielders.
Cleared as far as Yoro.
Yeah, So dropping too deep. When Manchester United have got possession in there. See here as he turns.
These days, now that you can name so many substitutes in the Premier League, quite often clubs do
that and do a similar thing. Wanderers, it was a nightmare in the lead up to the game because all you would do is practice the
final minute of the opening 45.
I think Mateta's elbow just got
against Stoke City. He was going to kick the ball out for a throw-in and then remembered that Rory Martinez, Maguire,
and there's nothing worse for an attacker or a player in that position.
But of the 17 attempts from both Manchester United and
Manchester United have got to come out with that kind of intent that they did in the first.
It's on to Alejandro Garnacho. Down goes Ugarte.
I think Manchester United, to get the fans back behind them, they need a very good...
Crystal Palace won both Premier League meetings last season, 1-0 in Manchester United's way. Ugarte having... Lisandro Martinez.
Aerial presence, not going to be an easy one for them to hold the ball up. That's why Crystal Palace know they're pulling the shirt, but once Mateta, there's the pull on the shirt, the first one.
On the free kick to try and get on the end of it. Hughes clipping it towards Gay. It's nicely worked.
And it's Ahmad. He recognised a run from Bruno Fernandes, who was that, and get the ball into the area, because you know, you think of that chance that Saw had.
The setup has been clever. It's been followed to. And Harry Maguire just coming across here to say, pretty much said the same thing.
I know another.
The right spot.
I think he's just worried about the technique is magic, and it's just as equal with the save from Henderson. Well, it's come to life. A few decisions.
Honour, if you like, of listening to what they say sometimes, and clearly there was. This is where managers will start to consider shape.
And that man there, Højlund, will be desperate to get on to prove his work.
So a corner for Ahmed to take here. You don't realise how rarely. Would have been a very bizarre way to open the scoring.
And Harry Maguire had to be very
dealing with pain of late. They were unlikely to. Ahmad, Mainoo. Berriese, who now comes on for command. Well, running through this Crystal Palace side on their travels at the moment. That dips at the moment.
I think you commented. Forcing a free kick, but no harm done there.
Hits another bump in the road.
And he was ball watching. He didn't see Mateta. And I mean, if you could...
Mateta's hot streak continues. And Manchester United have
all to do. They've got to try and inspire themselves some way. It's almost like he's thinking ahead, like snooker players do when they play a shot.
Manchester United shirt since arriving for a big old fee. Again. Away by Lerma. Away from Fernandes. And away from Martinez. Final instructions for Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund. Maguire with Munoz for company. And Joshua Zirkzee only has one in the last 50.
Whether to follow Mainoo, it's been an easy game for them. They haven't been.
Lerma. Richards wins out against Garnacho.
You clearly see that Højlund was just past him and he's left the trailing leg.
But here Manchester United, Fernandes thought about the shot.
And it's a great little bit of play here between Bruno Fernandes and Ahmad on the ball.
Coming for him too. The route back into goal or into the game for Manchester United here.
Players, it's a lovely flighted delivery. It's
Sa. The left knee